question is, what is it going to take? What is it actually going to take for some arrests to be made in this situation? You see this photo right here? Allegedly, this photo was taken at the pool party after they all came back from the island. You know, something that really bothered me with this whole thing was, why was his fucking phone pinging off the island when his mom was trying to ping the phone? Why wasn't it somewhere on the island so he could be found quicker? The reason is because they had the fucking phone. They had the fucking phone the whole time because he was at this fucking pool party. Why, allegedly, was there no water found in his lungs? Why, allegedly, did they request dental records? Why, allegedly, did he have bruises all over his body? Let's get into that fucking part, because we got another girl who was at this party who has written out a witness statement saying she was there and this is what happened. Bro, Nolan didn't get into a fight at the island. I was our other friend, No Wyatt, did get into an altercation right after that, not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone. And Wyatt and Evan were trying to be hard, so Nolan was definitely screaming, "Give my fucking phone back, N-word. What's wrong with you?" So they all calmed down, and that's when they all head to Evan's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yeah, No came to the party, and yes, we were all drinking, but Juan and Evan and Morgan and Andrew got really high, and I think they were trying to get Lucy and Natalia to try something as well. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party, which didn't end till almost 1 a.m. I know Evan's mom kicked us out all at once because once they started fighting, it was Andrew and Evan, and Wyatt and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, "Get him." And all I could hear was Nolan screaming, "Mom." So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom came out screaming, yelling, drunk, because she was drunk, making us leave, saying she was going to cops on us if they didn't leave the house. But they didn't let No leave, and No was by the basketball goal on the inside of the pool when he was leaning over because he was gasping for air and spitting up blood. But I've called No's mom, and she knows now. I just got off the phone with her. What exactly is it going to take? We now have a photo of him at the party after the beach incident. Witnesses, multiple witnesses, this is only one of them, saying he was at this party and was violently assaulted and then was taken back to the island that night. Later, when he went to Nolan, one of the friends went to Nolan's house to pick up his car, he says to the father, "He was my best friend." Was. So my question is this: what the fuck is it going to take for us to start seeing arrests made?
This week, the Norland Wells case just took its two biggest turns since this nightmare began, and yet nobody is talking about them the way they should. First, local authorities have officially confirmed that the FBI is now involved in the investigation. And second, the young woman at the very center of the timeline dispute, Katie, has finally had her side of the story put on the record through her own family. If you thought the Friends story was holding up, these two developments just blew a massive hole through their entire narrative. What did the FBI find? And why does Katie's story change everything? Let's get right into it. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter dropped a quiet but massive update. He confirmed his department is now in direct contact with outside agencies, including the FBI. Now, let's be precise. The FBI hasn't fully taken over yet, but their involvement means specialized digital forensics are now on the case. They are looking into those wiped Snapchat stories and deleted messages that magically disappeared before the 24-hour window. But that's not all. Top law enforcement analysts are pointing out that investigators are now doing what should have been done on day one, interviewing every single friend completely separately. When you're in a room together, it's easy to align your stories. But when you are alone with investigators under intense pressure, those small gaps in your timeline start to tear wide open. And that's exactly where Katie comes in. For weeks, the Friends claimed Nolan willingly chose to stay behind on Horn Island to hang out with a girl. That girl was Katie. This week, Katie's mother, Gracie McCormick, and her sister finally broke their silence on Facebook. According to their account, Nolan's friends were actively pressuring him to end his conversation with Katie so they could leave. Based on that, Katie assumed Nolan was heading back to the boat with them. She left on a separate boat, fully believing his friends wouldn't actually leave him stranded without his phone, wallet, or keys. Let that sink in. Nothing in Katie's family's statement supports the friend's claim that Nolan chose to stay behind on a deserted island. In fact, it suggests the exact opposite. Nolan was heading toward the boat. So why did the boat leave without him? Or worse, did he actually get on it? With the FBI digging into the digital evidence and Katie's family contradicting the friend's timeline, the walls are closing in. Both autopsies remain pending, but the truth is slowly clawing its way out. Which of these two updates do you think is the real key to breaking this case? The FBI's forensics or Katie's timeline? Sound off in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and let's keep pushing until Nolan Wells gets the justice he deserves. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next update.
Family, I'm Judith Ugo. Welcome to my channel. This case of Norland Wells has really gone viral. Do you know that FBI is involved now? Kenny, the girl they said that he was with, that made his friends to left him, also is involved. And Kenny interviewed Kenny has really changed everything. The investigation is still going on. There has not been a specific investigation. The parents has also hired a secret investigators to know what really happened to their son. Friends, relations, fans are also helping in order to make sure the justice is executed. Now, many people are giving me advice. I suggest, I believe that soon the whole truth of what happened to this 18-year footballer will be revealed. It will be reviewed. But now, family, if your son or your daughter has a white friend, make sure you are careful. Always talk to them. Because I don't really know what happened to Norland Wells. Whether it's KD, or other people, I cannot say. But whatever that happened to KD, whatever that happened to Nelly will be revealed soon.
And apparently they beat Nolan to death with some sort of bar or pole. There are people that are putting out witness statements stating that they were there and they saw Nolan spitting up blood and that these boys urinated on Nolan. They are saying that Evan's mother knew about the whole thing. And allegedly, they took Nolan's body back to the water. They're saying that this is the reason why it pinged on land at that house before they found that phone. This is why that boy told his daddy that
if there was ever a time that I wish that I had my old profile, today is the day that I wish for exactly that the most, in hopes of this message reaching as many people as fucking possible. Nolan Wells was an 18-year-old black teenager. And on the 4th of July, he and 3 of his white friends, they took a private boat to a private island that you can only reach by private boat. The 3 white friends returned home. Nolan did not return with his 3 white friends. For some reason, those 3 white friends had Nolan's phone, and Nolan's body was found a few days later. As soon as those three white friends got back to the mainland, they lawyered up. They had corroborated and collabed a story where they agreed that Nolan had decided to stay on the island and come back with a different party on a different boat. This different party, nowhere to be found. Nobody to back up that story. And as soon as they got back to the mainland, what did they do? They lawyered up. The same way that black people don't hang them fucking selves, black people don't just tell their white friends, don't worry, leave me on this private island. I'm going to come back with these other people that I met on this private island. That bullshit does not fucking happen. I feel overly compelled to speak about this story because I spent the first 18 years of my life in the state of Mississippi, where Nolan Wells is from. They left from Mississippi to Horn Island, and his 3 white friends are the only ones that returned to the mainland. I'm telling you, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I grew up going to field parties in the middle of the fucking Mississippi woods, surrounded by white people, bonfires type shit. I have taken naps in the woods with white people and woke up with those same white people sleeping right next to me. I can't say don't ever go on a boat with your white friends, because what the fuck was I doing July 4th, 2026 on a boat with all my white friends surrounded by hundreds of white people on boats, drunk as a fucking skunk? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. There are levels to this shit. There are things that you don't do. And when you get on a private boat with your white friends and you go to a private island and only your white friends return, they played a hand in this, whether it was intentional or not. What I believe truly happened is they got rowdy. Drinks going around, other substances going around. Nolan loses his life. His friends realize, oh fuck, he's gone on to the next realm. What do? So they leave, they bail. Wrongfully. They get back to the mainland. They tell their parents what happened. One of the parents is a fucking judge. They get back to the mainland. Boom. Parents take over. This is what you're going to say. This is what you're going to do. This is what happened. We're going to get you lawyers. Now they're trying to cover up their tracks. I'm telling y'all, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I have lived this life 10 times the fuck over, okay? The message I won't get behind is don't do things with your white friends. The message I will get behind is keep your head on a fucking swivel. I grew up as the token black person. And for all of the white friends that I have been surrounded with my entire life, white friends that I truly believe would trade their life for mine, white friends that genuinely love and give a fuck about me, my head has always been on a fucking swivel. If you are the white friends I'm talking about and you watch this video and you get offended by me saying that, too fucking bad. I don't know what to tell you. As a black man that grew up in Mississippi of all fucking states, you never do anything with your white friends without keeping your head on a fucking swivel. Rule of thumb, 24/7. When I went out on that boat that we rented, life jackets for every person that was on that pontoon. There is no, this is my boat, come on the boat with me. No, fuck no. This is somebody else's boat. There's a captain. He read us out a list of safety rules like he was a fucking flight attendant. We did a head count before we went back to the shore. You put systems in place. I ordered my own life jacket from Amazon. Fuck them life jackets y'all brought. I'm gonna make sure I have my own. I told them before we left the boat, I'm coming back. I trust y'all. I love y'all. We're all gonna go out here and have a great time, but I told them I'm coming back. Trust and believe. I know how this shit go. I'm coming back. Had I fell off that boat without my life jacket on, I guarantee you, everybody I was on that boat with would have been in the water to make sure that I'm coming back. But when you take a private boat to a private island, that's like getting on a private jet and your white friends tell you that y'all are going to this certain place and then you fucking wake up tied to a chair. You don't know where the fuck you are. That's way different than buying a Southwest airline ticket from fucking Dallas to Chicago, and there's all these breadcrumbs of where the fuck you are and how the fuck you got there and what was in place. Black people, stop doing this dumb shit with your white friends. Stop fucking doing it. Me saying that as a token should make you understand that we are very serious about this message. I love white people. I'm not going to get on here and make this blanket statement that all white people are racist and they have bad intentions for the black community, because I know and have grown up with white people that have fought and spoken out for the black community just as much as a person in the black community has spoken out and fought for the black community. But I am telling you, no matter how much you trust them, no matter how friendly they are, no matter how much you swear about their love for me, always keep your head on a fucking swivel. Always keep your fucking guard up. Nolan Wells should still be alive. Point blank, period. No doubt about it. My heart goes out to the Wells family. This should not have happened. This can't just be open investigation, no foul play, sad story. We're going to sweep it under the rug just like every other story. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. If I had gone out on that boat on July 4th, 2026 and not made it back to the shore, not made it back home, I know my mother personally, she would have put the entire state of Texas right next to Atlantis underwater. Shit like this is unacceptable. Black people don't fucking hang themselves. Black people don't magically not show up back on the mainland after they go out with their white friends on a boat. That shit does not just happen. That shit is not just some fucking coincidence. Something happened to Nolan Wells. Everybody should be talking about this. Everybody should be spreading this story. Everybody should be doing as much investigative work as they possibly can, because this shit has to stop. I am so fucking sick of hearing about this person, this black person was found hanging from a tree, and then the police automatically said, no foul play, self-inflicted. Black people don't hang themselves from fucking trees, people. It does not happen. It does not happen. If Nolan told his white friends that he was going to stay on the island with this group of people and return later on, then he should have done exactly that. The fact that he did not return to the mainland lets me know that something happened. The fact that all of those white boys lawyered up as soon as they got back to the mainland lets me know that something happened. I am sick of hearing this story over and over and over and over and over again, and people seeming not to fucking care. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I'll end it by saying this. The same way you'll see dumbass black people saying some bullshit like, oh, well, racism and oppression doesn't exist anymore. You're just playing the victim because my life is pretty great. I've got a house, a car, a job, so racism and oppression obviously doesn't exist anymore. You cannot use your own personal experiences to devalue and minimize the experiences of other people. So I'm not going to get on here and say, oh, well, I went on a boat on July 4th and I came back to shore. So that means that every black person should get on boats with white people and not have their guard up and go out and have a great time just like I did. Fuck no. Fuck that. That's stupid. That was my personal experience. But my message to you, young black man, young black woman, every single time, every single fucking time, you are the minority. You are the token. You don't have people around you that you can fucking trust. You have your fucking guard up. You keep your head on a fucking swivel. Every single fucking time. Nolan should still be alive, and in my opinion, not enough people are talking about it. Spread his story everywhere so that the truth can hit the fucking light.
I tell him we love him and we know he's with God and that we will not forget him or the joy that he's brought to us.
Was there ever a moment that you thought that if something went down, if your son needed these friends, that the loyalty would be questionable because he was the only black person in this circle that he was in this day?
This is the thing. Regardless of the color of anyone's skin, your hope is that the people your children call friends will be there. Like, that is any parent's hope, right?
What do you make of the explanation that it was because of a pump malfunction that they left?
I would not leave anyone else's child on an island. I would not leave anyone else's child stranded. You can give all the excuses you want, but you do not leave someone else's child anywhere.
You started to talk about Nolan and you said was, and then you corrected yourself and said is.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Still early in grief, right? So we're kind of back and forth. Before we came here, it was our youngest looks just like him. So just calling him Nolan and just still feeling his presence. So he may not physically be here, but he's still here with us. I would not be able to sleep at night. I mean, I can't right now, definitely we can't, but I definitely would not be able to, knowing that I didn't do everything as his mother to ensure that I knew what happened to him. And that's all we're asking for, is we're asking for answers.
Breaking news with the Nolan Wells case, his family has agreed to inspect his phone with the DA. Nolan Wells went with his friends to an island off of Mississippi during a 4th of July boat trip. His friends returned from the boat trip without him, but they were in possession of his phone and keys. Wells' family members retrieved his phone from one of his friends' house after using a locator app to trace it. Evidence suggests that messages were deleted from the phone before the family had a chance to get a hold of it. Friends are currently saying that the last time they saw Nolan Wells alive was when he got off the boat and onto the island to talk to a girl. Nolan would have turned 19 next month. His family is urging for a deeper investigation into this.
So you mean to tell me the FBI is now getting involved in this Nolan Wells case? We got a few updates, you guys. The FBI are getting involved because they said Horns Island is federal property, okay? So they're going to be involved in this case. Now, does that mean that we believe that they are really here to get justice for a young black man? I don't know, okay? Second thing I wanted to talk about, there is a person by the name of Traxton Shepard who is trying to debunk the photo that's going around of a pool party, basically stating, oh, that happened weeks before, and stating that he was Nolan Wells, one of his best friends, and all this stuff, saying we didn't do anything wrong. Couple of things. The mother came out and said, best friend is a stretch because we don't know you. We ain't never met you. You've never been over our house. No sleepovers, no grown-up birthday party pictures, nothing like that. Like, I don't know where best friend came from, but that's crazy. My second thing about this is, why are these kids allowed to speak on TV and on these news stations right now? Why are they doing that? Why are they able to speak and talk about things and talk about Nolan, X, Y, and Z? I don't know about y'all, but I've not seen that happen before. I've never seen that happen before. Maybe it's just me. But that seems very strange why people are so quick to come out and say, oh, I knew him, this is my friend, da-da-da-da, this is what happened, X, Y, and Z. It sounds like people are trying to put information out there to confuse the public, so nobody is out there thinking that the friends had anything to do with it. I just feel like this is just, it's a lot going on. We're still waiting on the autopsy report. And yeah, y'all, these are the updates.
Baby, one of the comments says something that made my blood run cold, okay? They say one of those kids has a relative in the FBI. Did y'all hear that? One of those white kids have a parent and a father in the FBI. One of the kids has a father in the FBI. So the same FBI that's supposed to be investigating is also protecting one of the suspect's family. The same FBI that's examining the digital evidence is also connected to the people who had Nolan's phone. The same FBI that was interviewing 60 witnesses, but somehow can't make one arrest. That ain't no damn investigation, y'all. That's a cover up with a badge. That's a fix being put in at the highest level. And they want us to trust them. They want us to send our videos and photos to the sheriff department. I wouldn't send a thing. I would not send a thing, baby. I'm going to make it public. Yeah, if I have videos and photos, I'm making it public, make it loud, because the only thing that can't hide is what the whole world already saw, right? And it happened on July the 4th. Are we just going to bypass that? Independence Day, the day they celebrate freedom. While 250 white supremacists march at the White House with their faces covered, on the same day, a strong, athletic black man was lured into a boat by people who called themselves his friends. And they took him to that Devil's Horns Island. Devil Horns Island, y'all. Because that's what it is. The horns, the rituals, the sacrifice. And I need y'all to remember, they burned him. They tortured him. They destroyed his face. They put him face down. That was no accident. That was a sacrifice. That the communion of white supremacy. The body and blood of a black child offered up to the altar of America independence? How many times they gonna have to sacrifice our bodies? Huh? Because white supremacy is a religion. The black friend, that is. The one you betray, the one you lure with trust, the one you make feel safe before you destroy them. You know how they do with livestock. They feed them, and they slaughter them, and they never see it coming. They said that makes for the best.
Every time I check my phone, these Nolan Wells updates get more unpredictable. Apparently, the evidence that they claim Nolan Wells' family and his team of attorneys didn't have, you know, the race-hustling grifters, well, apparently that evidence could be going to a grand jury soon to secure indictments. And then on the other hand, Nolan Wells' friends just keep coming out of the woodworks, and each friend that comes out is probably worse than the other. These people are terrible. Let's address Nolan Wells' best friends who've been speaking publicly, because one of the best friend and family even dispute if they were friends at all. But let's talk about the best friend, or the friend that the family actually knows, that, you know, they're confirmed to have been friends. Javon let me down, yo. And it's starting to feel like these best friends that are coming out are compromised. Somebody paid them off, in my opinion, because this just don't make sense at all. Javon, for all intents and purposes, was really great friends with Nolan. Out of all the people who have came forward, Javon is the only friend I saw who posted almost 100 pictures with him and Nolan, like 100. So they had to have been, I guess, some type of close. So because you're that close with Nolan, we expected you to be next to the family during his press conference trying to seek justice, trying to get justice for Nolan. But instead, Javon is on TMZ trying to contradict everything the parents and Benjamin Crump are saying. And I'm asking him why? Why?
It's a contradiction. They're not saying the same thing. One of them is telling the truth. One of them is not. We have to get to the bottom of that. It's important. And then the fact, Reverend Al, that they have this video of an argument that is going on, and you know, thank God all young people, they have cell phones, and anytime you hear people raising their voice, they start the video. And so you hear on the video Nolan saying, "Give me my freaking phone. What are you freaking doing?" And that becomes even more relevant when you think about the story that they are presenting, that Nolan chose to stay behind. That's what.
Javon, have you seen the video that's been going around social media where people think that they're hearing an argument between people, and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument? You just described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into an altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
Y'all know y'all just messed up, right? That wasn't smart at all. These kids think they slick, but they not slicker than us. They not slick enough. Hold on to every word he just says. That's very bad news for the other best friend. What he just says contradicts, and I'll be real, it even indicts and take away the other best friend claims of being innocent. What he just said is very bad for the other best friend. Let me explain. Javon just said, yo, the person who was screaming and yelling in the video, who was so hostile, we had to remove him from off the island, that was Tristan Shepard. That was the other friend. Now, hold on to what he just said, because it's very important. Don't let go of those words. It was Tristan Shepard who was quote-unquote screaming. And it was Tristan Shepard who was so hostile and so out of control, they had to move him off the island earlier in the day.
Developments tonight in the mysterious death of 18-year-old Nolan Wells. For the first time, one of Wells' friends who was with him during that 4th of July boating trip is speaking out. He's responding to the growing questions surrounding the teen's death and the speculation that has exploded online. Investigators say Wells disappeared during a trip to Horn Island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. His body was found there 2 days later. 16 WAPT's Carlos Garcia here now with us with what that friend is saying, Carlos.
That's right. Well, Nolan Wells' friend says that it wasn't Nolan that was featured in a viral video appearing to show several people arguing, but rather it was him engaging in the verbal altercation while Nolan was elsewhere.
I just know I've lost my best friend.
For the first time, a friend who was with 18-year-old Nolan Wells the day he disappeared is speaking out. Tristan Shepard declined to appear on camera, saying he and the others who were on the boat have been receiving threats.
We did no wrong here, and we don't understand how we're getting so much hate behind it. We all cared and loved Nolan, and nobody wanted to see Nolan die. Nobody wanted to see his life be taken so short.
Shepard also addressed this viral video that has fueled speculation online. Nolan's parents believed it showed their son involved in a confrontation. But Shepard says it wasn't Nolan, it was him.
That's the video I'm referring to. That's me yelling.
Shepard says he returned to the mainland later that afternoon, while Wells stayed behind on Horn Island with a girl he had met that day.
Thank you for watching my video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.